Welcome back to Boys and Gone Wild. In this video we're going to be doing a self-drive through Kruger National Park, showing you all the awesome things we saw and the places we stayed. If you haven't seen part 1, do go back, check that one out, I recommend it, and then watch this one. Enjoy. So at this point we'd been in Kruger for 4 days already, and we were going to be spending one more night at the Tamboti rest camp. So the plan for the day was to just drive around, see the sights, see what we can see, and then make our way back to Tamboti again. Man, we had no idea how good this day was actually going to be.
And right next to it is one line as well.
Oh, hectic.
Ik voel niet mooi met het mee werken.
Yes, it is. Bigger.
Oh, wow.
Go lie down again.
Now, after our first lion sighting for the day, we decided to stop at a dam close by to see what was going on. And initially all we saw was this one lone elephant bull. And shortly after we arrived, another herd of elephant came, and man, were they excited to see the water. And then shortly after that, the car next to us actually points out that there's 2 lionesses sitting on the opposite side of the dam under a tree, which was really cool. We didn't even see them. They were so well camouflaged.
She's coming after. She's like stopped and watched.
Welke morrow aand. Vir aandete.
After the sighting at the dam, we went to a local picnic spot. And at some of the picnic spots, you can actually rent a skottel and a gas bottle, so you can make some breakfast on the go. And you should be fine as long as you keep an eye on the local wildlife. And if you were wondering, no, we still hadn't found our camping plates yet.
Het is lekker fantastisch.
Okay, cool. Oh, just have a look. Cool. Enjoy it.
Isn't it cool? Let's see if I can get a photo of this perspective.
So now let's talk a little bit about the roads in Kruger. We spent quite a bit of time on both the tar and dirt roads, and we didn't come across any roads that were in a bad condition. And I would say on all the dirt roads we took, even smaller vehicles with low clearance would still be fine. But I would double check on road signs and on the map just to make sure that there aren't any vehicle restrictions.
I think so.
Dude, fly! He's coming for you! Am I tripping? What you guys doing with the car?
Aan die linkerkant. De red kruis het Korhaan. Na die olifant op my dop spoor.
Oh. Was it a mini mamba that thing?
And as we were going back to Tamboti, Kruger gave us one of my favorite sightings of the whole trip.
No ways.
In the day, it looks like sky.
Nice.
Volgens dank is het wel eerst daar.
Maar die vier is ook niet lang.
And after that sighting, we didn't really know how the day could get any better. But Kruger had 2 more things up its sleeve for us.
Stop.
Ook een leopard. Dat is een leopard. Dat is een leopard. Yep.
And could you believe it, our day wasn't over yet. We still had to make it back to camp, light a fire for a braai, and then we were going for a night drive. Are you ready, Luffy?
Yes. For what?
Are you ready?
Yeah. Henry's looking at me. Going on a night drive.
Check the tip of the tail.
Yeah.
If the tip of the tail is,
So it's so small, eh?
yeah, still yeah.
What?
Let's check the tip of the tail is wide.
Ah.
It's a small spot. Flat.
So
They don't sleep on the flat area. They sleep on the. So between these two, which one is beautiful? From
you
the,
have bigger balls than me.
they can't jump to you, passing me to you.
Yeah.
After a very eventful day, we spent our last night at the Tamboti rest camp, and then started making our way towards Letaba, which is where we were going to be spending our last night in Kruger. And we were lucky enough to run into the same lions we saw last night to kick off the day.
This is a he was quite slim. He had either grey or blonde.
Dis dalk nie so baie koeie is. Want hy sorry, ja. It's okay.
Wat eet al?
Oh, dit is eintlik 'n perfect.
Hoe mooi met die grasies van Suider.
Dit is awesome. Yes, kom voor.
That's mooi.
The journey of giraffe.
We're all going to the watering hole. Hier gedog as ons afgebesig is. Dis kolgaans. 2 kolgaanse.
I think it's different. And I didn't know it was different.
Okay. Ja. Sit hierdie Rachel nou lekker op die sand. And on our way to Letaba, we decided to stop at Olifant's rest camp for lunch. And I must say, I was really impressed with the views from the campsite itself. I definitely want to stay there one day if I do get the chance. Ja, so mooi hier.
Ek sê nie waar verbaas ek nie. Mag dalk wees.
As we were going further north, I started to notice that the vegetation was changing. So it makes seeing game a lot harder. But what this area is also well known for is elephants with particularly big tusks, or what they refer to as tuskers. And we don't know if this guy was a tusker, but he was definitely a contender.
Dis die big tusker. Maar as gevolg is altyd baie mooi blommetjies.
Now, we were close to Letaba rest camp, so we decided to go and check in. And then we were going to go to the Letaba Elephant Museum, which was actually really cool. We were really excited to see what was there.
I'm a
Wow.
normal sized human, not a short.
Wow.
Ja, if you by 6 years old.
Ek is langer. Kyk.
And then after that, we still had a little bit of time left before the gates closed. So we just took another quick drive around. There's actually some of the bridges in Kruger that you are allowed to get out of your vehicle. So we did that for a little bit.
But I got breathing.
Wat jy gesê, Jessie?
Mm. Look awkward. How many years old are you?
Ek het dit al spesiaal. Met die speurvel. O ja, ek onthou. Dis reg.
Wat voel ons op al die diere van.
Dis the big
Kyk, ek stop
migration.
hulle vir jou. Dankie. Ek
Dankie.
trust hulle nie. Hulle
Dis presies die vibe wat ek voel.
And then we returned to Letaba to settle in for the night. And we were just staying in one of the simple one-room tents with 4 beds. And luckily we also had the ablution blocks quite close.
Ek maar aansteek.
And then it was that time of the day to light the fire and then settle in for what would be our last night in
the
Kruger.
magic flames in.
For dinner, we just had some steaks, potato, and a little bit of creamed spinach. Now, the plan for the last day is that we were going to drive from Letaba all the way down to Krokodilbrug Gate to exit there, which was going to be quite a long day, but we were really excited to cover so much ground and maybe see something really interesting.
You're just taking photo of your kids.
Hoe gooi daai in se task?
And then we saw these two, and we knew it was going to be a good final day.
Two! I was like, Henry, don't hoot!
What do you know? Another skunk.
Daai nuwe troupad.
Looks more blue.
How's it?
And then it was time for a South African favorite, condensed milk coffee.
The vlakvarkies for so long. This guy will close my window for.
Jo, weet jy dit.
Klaar nou verby?
Weird.
Wow, it got up.
Got a thick neck.
Survive.
Voor de
Kyk,
enkel
klein is
safe.
daai koffie.
Ja, hij is klein. Wow.
Mooi mannetjie.
11. Ja, daar's nog een daar agter. Hier is die. Hou.
Kan jy hom sien, liefie?
We were striking a good balance between sightseeing and making our way out of Kruger. But then we came across this massive traffic jam, and we timed it just right.
The bridge is now stop. Ek gaan ons af.
Ja, get it. Get it.
Weer. Jullie hoeveel kleiner is die wyf, ja.
So we saw 6 leopards in a week in being in Kruger, and we were just so lucky. After that sighting, we had to navigate all the traffic that inevitably comes from a sighting like that. And then as we started driving further south, we heard from a couple cars passing by that there were some wild dogs up ahead. Now this was something that was very high on my bucket list to see. So when we found the spot, we hunkered down, and where they said they were was just off the road, but we couldn't just see them. So we waited there for about an hour. We actually made lunch while we were waiting there. Just hopefully for the right moment when one of them would get up and we could see them.
So is 5.
As ek kan hom nou.
Meneer agter die.
Ja nee nou.
Ja. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Julle presies op vooruit toe, ek dink dit is presies. Op 14:04 Henry. What the fuck?
Pieter is met my.
So, stel en nou sy kop op die kar.
Okay, now we just need to wait just 2 more seconds.
Ja.
Okay.
Where did the other one go? He gone or snowflake? So Tian's just crying quickly.
And as you could hear, it was a weirdly emotional moment for me seeing my first wild dog. Especially during a week like this, it was just so special. It had so many amazing sightings, and we spent it with great people and in such a beautiful area. Yeah, it all kind of culminated into this big weird moment for me.
Do you want to stop?
Dis twee. Wat maak jy daar? Hallo. Sien jy die twee?
Ja.
Sien jy hulle, liefie?
Ja, I saw.
I'm landing, right? Sal 'n krokodille
Ja.
Yes, ons baie krokodille.
This one pass by peacefully. Thank you, kind lady.
Oh.
Two.
And that brings an end to our very first trip to Kruger. Upon reflection, I don't think I'll ever really realize how lucky we were for all the amazing sightings we had in such a short space. Even though we were so incredibly lucky, we crunched the numbers and I think we spent about 80 hours of the week actually driving around, and that's a lot of driving, so it was pretty tiring. But all of that driving definitely paid off for all the cool stuff we saw. Now, the funniest thing is Jesse and I don't really feel like we need to go back in a rush anytime soon, because we don't think we'll ever be as lucky as we were this week. But we will definitely be going back at some point. We even thought it might be a fun idea to go in summer, just to see how different the vegetation looks. I know it's a terrible time for viewing game, but I think it would also be fun, even though it does get quite hot at that time of year. But we'd love to hear from you guys as well. We'd like to hear what your suggestions are for Kruger trips, what some of your favorite places to go to, which part of Kruger do you prefer, the north or the south? I definitely preferred the more rustic style of camps like Tamboti, where it doesn't really feel like you're in this very developed area with lots of people around. But I know that's also not everybody's thing. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make this and share it with all of you. I hope you gained some knowledge and also some insight into what a self-drive in Kruger is actually like. And I do hope you'd plan your trip to Kruger sometime soon. See you next time.
And I'm very low, very close to them.
Gonna cry.
Julle presies op vooruit toe. Ek dink dit is presies.